Silent Hill TDS, J. Leo, Hitchhikers, check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, your romaine. Zombie ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighten up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the fashions with my rashes getting low. Get down on the floor, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know what, just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this sweet too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze, ain't a blaze, I got heat to throw. Then I'm let the heater blow and send it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the dice before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas want it in me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of character, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in meth doom hits. The sun god bringing some light, now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs when writing scripts, namaste but conquering. Conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Check. What's up? Everybody, say what's up. How's everybody doing tonight? As always, I am your host, Wildcard Mar. That is the homie Silent Hill 40 Water. See it scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Pale Mood Double Dance, him and J. Leo. Shout out my boys down there in Charlotte. Putting it down for local hip hop artists. Definitely go check my homie out. You see it, like I said, see the YouTube page floating on the screen. Definitely go check them out. Going over to the website, www.I.O.W.119.com. Get some merch. You know, rocking some of the I.O.W. sports merch. Of course, I.O.W. podcast or sister podcast merch is on there. And Detroit Mail has his exclusive J. Edwin collection on there as well. Definitely go cop some of that. Definitely go get the I.O.W. Network app. It is in your respective app stores, whether it is the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. See it scrolling right there again on the bottom of your screen. Definitely go show some love to the app. Yes, we have an app. You can hear my beautiful voice, and then we'll definitely bring Nick in just a second, so you can definitely catch us on the app. I.O.W. is on there. Some Air Paradoxica, White Vault, Dirty Hills, Wrestling Podcast, LJ Presents Podcast. He actually has some good thought-provoking stuff on there. And then, of course, you know, great music. You can hear Silent Hills on it. He's on there as well. Some music from independent as well as some mainstream artists we have floating on the rotation from all different type of genres of music, because we just love music. It don't even matter what genre it is, except country. I haven't been able to get with country, so I don't think Mel put country on the app. But if he does, then oh well. Hey, it's got to be good, you know. Hey, what can I say? We are back again, and of course, I gotta bring the homie Big Nick in, because it felt like just, you know, not too long ago we were just talking to each other, but we just couldn't get enough of each other, and we're back again.
Sometimes a good thing's hard to break up, right?
Guess who's back again? Oh, anyway, crazy game, crazy.
Eye-opening.
Definitely eye-opening, for sure. That's without a damn doubt. We're gonna bring some of the highlights in real quick of this whole Rams and 49ers game. But
Why did tonight feel like Thursday night, where the best play of the game is a play that didn't count? The taint pick where he pinned it on his ass. He passed interference and then he pinned it on his ass.
You know what?
I'm like, man, like Thursday night, the best play of the game was a play that didn't count with the big man Hunt, and then tonight,
you know what? You remind me. You remind me. Man, I'm
don't
so glad.
I don't remind you of the Jeep. You do not want to ride me. Finish
No,
that.
no, no,
Do
no, not that
finish
one.
that fucking song.
No, not that one. But no, you. How did I forget this? It's because I smoke. Anyway,
Have you ever stopped smoking?
no. The crazy thing is,
Maybe you stopped smoking and that's why you forgot.
you know, the crazy thing is, like, there's moments where I'll probably go like the most I go is like 3 weeks of not smoking, and like I swear, like I my anger like comes out of nowhere, bro. Like it comes out of nowhere. Like my old lady, she's like, "You must be out of weed." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "She's like, you're so angry today." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like damn, am I that bad? Yo, bro, I'm like, am I that bad? She's like, yeah, you are just absolutely just unbearable when you're not smoking. Do you need me to go buy you some? Because you are ridiculous, right? I'm like, damn, like, am I two different people? I'm
Here's
like,
the address. Go.
like, yes. Well, you know, you ain't gotta go. Just give me the money. I'll get it. but no, bro, it's funny you say that because I'm like, bro, I
hope that room is soundproof. You're gonna be on the couch tonight.
What's that you doing my voice again? Hey, she gonna probably yell at me. But no, you actually reminded me. Of course, we had big man moments last week. But Wildcard tomorrow.
Good
yes,
but
Wildcard tomorrow. Big Nicks, I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition, top play of the night. And it didn't even count.
That's two in a row.
That's two. Check it out, y'all.
This streak going tomorrow.
There was a lot of talk, and the buzzers were circling, and so what they have come out and done is impressive. Up in the air, that's intercepted. Oh my God, he caught it. There is a flag down. By any means necessary.
Defense, number 26. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
Are they going to look at that in the TV room tomorrow as well? There's some things they'll say about that we can't say on TV. But that's a great shot. That's a great shot right there.
What a play, though. What a play.
Kudos to him for having 3 balls at that moment in time.
You was holding on to that one. No. We ain't gonna bypass that one. No, because you was holding that. You was holding that for a minute.
No. As soon as I just saw it now, when I thought of it from that angle, because I didn't see it. 2010 playoffs, Jets at Chargers.
Yeah.
They threw one up to what was his name? Vincent Jackson was the Chargers receiver, and obviously Revis was on him. And Revis had one that kind of got pinned on his thigh, and he rolled over. Very, very similar play.
R.I.P. Vincent Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Good call, man. I'm pretty sure it was to Jackson because Revis was always on the top receiver.
Oh, yeah.
But he had if you pull that up, you'll see like Jets Chargers playoffs, Revis INT. Very, very similar how he pinned that to the thigh, like, and kind of rolled. He got touched when he was down, but he got up, and then they pulled it back. But very, very similar.
Yeah. So crazy Monday Night Football game. And you hit it right on the head. Odell only had about 15, 16 snaps.
How much did they Woods?
Like
you could tell instantly, like they did not look like the same offense without Woods. And I'm not saying anything on Odell. I'm on record as saying earlier, They could have put up 100 points tonight, or they could have been shut out. The book is very far from being written on this. There's going to be a small package of plays, but you could just tell this offense did not look the same without Woods, and it might be something to really be concerned about going forward.
The crazy thing is, you hit it right on the head, man. They were missing Robert Woods big time. I'm gonna take it back just a second on this highlight, because you see that first drive, and you see it right here. Miscommunication. I don't know if Odell stopped or what he was supposed to continue to run, but
he did. He broke off the route. They had a wide zoom earlier and showed it when they came back from commercial that Stafford was waiting for, and as he's releasing, Beckham pulled off. That's why the two Niners were deep and he was up in front of them. But that's just not familiarity with the system. That's not.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because they're going to say, whose fault is that? But at the same time, you're asking for something for they probably maybe 3-4 days of practice, possibly. It's not like they had a crap ton of time to practice. So
the role that Beckham was being prepped for was not Woods' role.
Exactly.
So you had 2 days of practice doing job A, and then Friday, we don't know if it was the first 10 minutes of practice or, the final 10 or somewhere in between. Woods goes down. So now the whole thing changes, and you can do it on a board all you want, but until you're doing it live and in person and getting those reps, you don't have that familiarity.
Elijah Mitchell showed up for you, though.
I lost by 2 points because he didn't get in the touchdown.
So
1.9 to 103.7 because he didn't get in the end zone. He got the 90 yards, but he didn't get over the top.
Glad to see Kittle back. It's his second game back.
A different quarterback with him, man. He looks legitimate because what do you have? You got the power run game. You're going between the tackles a lot. You're doing these short tosses where they cut back. And now your tight end leaks out in the middle. You can operate the middle of the field. And Deebo Samuel.
Oh, my God. I love Deebo Samuel.
Yeah. What did I think earlier? Anquan Bolden with better speed.
Definitely Anquan Bolden type. Oh, my God. He hit it right on the head.
Breakaway speed, though, man, when he does get going, is elite.
His breakaway speed is kind of hidden because you don't think he has it, but then when you're trying to chase him down, he'll get past you.
Reminds me of Bernie Williams with the Yankees. Bernie wasn't the greatest with quickness, but when he got halfway down the baseline at first, he could fly. But it was like sneaky speed. You know what I mean? Like you didn't think he could go, and all of a sudden he turns on the jets and he's with a triple.
It's funny because Deebo plays like Deebo on the field. RIP Deebo, because he's going in there. I know, man. RIP everybody, bro. It's nuts. But
rest in peace, Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus, man. Hey, you remember he wrestled back in the days? People don't even remember that. Yes.
No Holds Barred was the movie with Hogan, and then it was $1 Million Man. Ted DiBiase brought him for a SummerSlam.
People don't even remember that. I'm like,
I know my old school wrestling, man. I bailed out the last 2-3 years, but I could go toe to toe with anybody in old school wrestling.
But look, Deebo,
Mega Powers.
Mega Powers. Yes,
Mega Powers against I forget who. What's Zeus's name? It'll come to me.
But Rams offense was just off. Then just like how you said with Kittle, turns just a certain switch in Jimmy G. Yeah. He turns into Joe Montana all of a sudden.
Now you don't have to force it to the sidelines and make those risky throws. You're playing it safe up the middle of the field, good line of vision. So they could be a team with that defense and a formidable pass rush.
They gotta stay healthy, man. They gotta stay healthy.
That 6-7 seed is wide open, man. If they stay healthy and consistent, there's no reason they can't compete for that.
I knew they had the personnel on defense, and I was worried without Robert Salah, what would that defense look like? And you still got some of the same players if they could stay healthy. I mean, they're missing starters all throughout their whole defense. Like they got their whole backfield, and their defense is butchered.
Yeah.
But D'Amico Ryans, who's a former linebacker, if you guys remember, played for the Texans. He's D coordinator, and he still got to play him some damn ball.
Yeah.
And look, you get to build momentum against an offense that just added a new player. You're trying to get him into the fold. They're trying to figure out how to play offense without their key player in Robert Woods, and you saw the result tonight. I mean, they were just out of sync, making mistakes. What's going on, man? Down. Matter of fact, right, pick up right where we are. And here's when I knew that they weren't doing good. Like I see, of course, Cooper Kupp, he got his tonight. But right here, Tyler Higbee, what is this, man?
Yeah.
What is this?
Wet ball off the forearm, maybe just slid off. Looking upfield before securing the ball.
Like, what is that, man? Like,
the game that you're if the Rams you go down and score, it's a tie game. And now everyone's head down. That's 2 games in a row. Stafford's thrown back-to-back picks on 2 drives that have really just swung the momentum complete opposite direction.
Yeah. And you don't expect that from players like Higbee, because you noticed, like I said, the usage rate of Odell wasn't a lot. It was like 15, 16 snaps, but he was going to players that he can trust. Of course, Cooper Kupp got his. Cooper Kupp went off again. So if you got him on fantasy, man, there's no reason why you should ever lose. I'm just telling you, anytime you got Cooper Kupp on your fantasy team, man, expect at least a 25 burger just about every time. Like it's that sad on how much he is killing the stats book right now.
But you look at the play to Higbee, you're not throwing a rocket screen to a tight end if you got Woods. That's just trying to patchwork shit together. You know what I mean? Like that, it's more of domino effect of losing Woods. And I think the team is got to fix some shit. Like I know this happened Friday afternoon.
What's going on, Corey? Oh man, you in Facebook jail, man? You didn't got locked up, man. Oh damn. He said he had to go to.
I'll quote Chris Rock again. I understand.
But Rams
we'll be cellmates, Corey. I'll get there with you eventually. We'll be locked up at the same time.
But you see, the Rams did get in the end zone, but 14-7, just scoring right here. That's second quarter, man, and that was all the Rams was up to even getting was that touchdown that he threw to Higbee. So he kind of redeemed himself after costing a touchdown the other way. But Van Jefferson had to show up tonight. But he only got 3 catches on 7 targets.
The touchdown and didn't secure it until after he was out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like their timing was just off. Like they didn't look themselves, and I don't like painting with a broad brush, and I know McVay will have some things figured out going forward, but they got a lot of work to put in before you can have confidence in this team now, because this was a really, really bad play.
I didn't understand that.
They played it great.
And that's before the half. And it's only 21-7. And so my thing right here is, just go ahead and take the points, man.
Yeah.
It's because your offense really is not they're getting to the field, but you keep shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
At that point, just take the points. You just compiled negative on negative on that one, man. I didn't get that one. I did not get that play call right there.
I'll describe that in one word: desperation.
But
you knew you didn't have things going, and you desperation. Bad play call, great coverage by the Niners. They had it sniffed out. They had it was a 2-tier route. They had both tiers covered very well. He had to dump it to the short route, and they ended up like 8 yards short of the first down.
Hey, here's a good point right here, Mel, because you say when QBs with talented arms get too many receiving options, they start underutilizing the run. The first 2 possessions, I think I saw run, and that was about to be my next point. The Rams do.
But can you put that on the quarterback though?
No.
Is he putting on the quarterback? Or,
no. He's not putting. He's not putting
the talented arm.
I don't think, and I'm not trying to speak for you, man. I think you're saying that he's not putting it on Stafford. I think he's questioning the play calling because
Okay.
obviously you see the fake field goal for no reason. That's a bad play call, and that was about to be my next point. When you're trying to get this offense going, you got so much going on. Robert Woods is gone. You're trying to get Odell, into the fold. You've already had a miscommunication already on a throw, and you got an interception. And we'll chalk that up to just not knowing each other. So, but at least utilize the run. I mean, uh, Henderson only has 5 carries. Sony Michelle only has 4 carries. You got 9 carries between two backs. Matthew Stafford has a carry himself, but you have built that Rams offense to still run the ball and be able to get your receivers game going when the run game is going, because that's exactly what they did the whole time with Jared Goff, is start from the run and then get him going with the bootlegs and the play actions.
And what's the goal of any defense? Make the other team one-dimensional. If you could take away the pass threat, the run threat, you make them one-dimensional, it's so much easier to play defense. And you saw that tonight because the 49ers were able to just get off the ball, pass rush, and not have to worry about the run. So who cares if your end gets caught upfield a few yards?
Yeah. And I agree with you, Corey. The Rams haven't run the ball like that all season. They use the quick passes as a run game. Now it's an issue. I'm not saying it's okay if you use the short pass. Hey, what's up, Malazzo? That's a good friend of mine in another Facebook group. He said, "Holy shit, a real life Jets fan." Yes, they do exist. But
not anymore. Now that Mike White's done, we're going to hiding.
But and it's okay if you use short passes as an extension of your run game, but still trying to utilize the actual run game.
Because especially you got a good, strong, powerful line like the Rams have. I don't get it. It's another case of a play caller getting too cute and thinking he knows better than everyone else. We say it all the time, man. Football's simple. Run the ball, play defense.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
When you think you know more than everyone else, that's when you fuck up. And that goes for any aspect of life. When you get away from the basics and the simplicity of what always wins and transcends time, and you try to just throw the ball all the time, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get interceptions. You're going to get turnovers. You're going to get a defense that's teeing off on you. You're going to give them the advantage, especially when you lost one of your top receivers the other day.
The Rams were built to run with Cam Akers, and he ain't there. Instead of signing a flashy DN and wide receiver, how about signing a running back? Now, but here's the thing,
they
Corey.
Traded for Michelle.
Yeah, they traded for Sony Michelle, and I thought that they would use him more. He only got 4 carries tonight.
They totally abandoned it, and I think when they get to film and they do some self-reflection as coaches, I think that should come up in discussion.
Here's the funny thing. You look at the 49ers offense, they did the same exact plan that the Rams should have implemented. Jimmy G only threw the ball 19 times. But
you run the ball and play defense, man. You don't have to throw it 46 times.
Look, he only threw the ball 19 times. Elijah Mitchell got 27 carries. Debo has 5. And Wilson Jr., I can't remember what school. Jeff Wilson Jr. Yeah, went to North Texas. He gets 10 carries. And so they utilized the run. They actually was like, we're going to be committed to it. Yeah. You know, Elijah doesn't get 100, but he gets 27 carries. So there is a trend that they're going to try to run the ball. And look, you don't need Jimmy G throwing that ball that much. 19 times.
They went to the Super Bowl doing this.
They did.
Raheem Mostert got hot, and they used him as the hot hand, with the hot legs in the backfield. And he was putting up monster games on that playoff run.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you obviously see how San Francisco won this game. I mean, you already know Jimmy G's ceiling. You know what he's capable of. That's why you only have him throwing 19 times. You know what I'm saying?
Up for Trey Lance.
Oh. Look, that Trey Lance thing was going to
on the ball, but hey, kudos to Jimmy, man. He's being a pro, and he's doing his job week in and week out. And a win like this, man, You can't move him to the bench now. Even if Lance is healthy, you're going to have to ride this train for a bit.
I don't think you make that switch yet. And I think the only reason why Trey Lance did get in early in that season because I think Jimmy was hurt and he won.
Yeah. And then
So,
Lance got hurt and Jimmy got back in.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So, but a win like this, good for him, man. He could play himself into a job somewhere else next year.
Hey, 15 and 19, so he was efficient. You know, they didn't ask him to.
2 or 3?
Two.
Oh, Debo had a run on the other one.
Okay. Yeah, he got one to Debo and then he got one to Kittle. So of course you hit your targets that are your playmakers. So you know, matter of fact, Debo Samuel, man. I'm not gonna say he's a top 5 receiver, but damn it,
I'll say he's a top 5 talent. They just don't have the passing attack for him to have the numbers. But physicality, skills, I think he's a top 5 talent.
I can't help but to root for Debo Samuel, man. I like that dude,
I love
man.
his game.
I love his game.
Playing wide receiver. Oh, you need me to be a running back? Okay, I'll do that. You want me to run a jet sweep? Okay, I'll do that. You want me to catch this slant and smoke everybody? All right, coach, I got you. I'm a football player. That's the type of guy I want on my team.
He like I love the Anquan Bolden reference that in comparison.
Anquan Bolden with like better speed.
But he plays like with some Ronnie abandonment, man.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. He's like a throwback player.
Hey, you got that right, Corey. He's a football player, nothing more, nothing less. He is a football player.
Jimmy goes down, he'll fucking play quarterback and take over and run and play quarterback for a few downs for you.
Hey, if I'm the 49ers, I don't know Debo Samuel's contract status. I'm not saying you break the bank. I'm not saying you do that. But you make sure he don't leave the building.
No. He's the type of player. He might not put up Randy Moss or Cooper Kupp, numbers, but he is a player that winning teams have. Hey man, it's all about getting handcuffed together, bro. I understand the Facebook jail very well. I had to create a second account in May during the playoffs for basketball because I got 30 days, and I was like, I'm not being locked out and muted for 30 days during So I understand. But he's Debo Samuel is a player that will have a game like this, right? He'll put up big numbers, but he does a lot of little shit. It's catching it 4 yards short on third down and making the conversion. It's just a very knowledgeable, skilled, talented, physical player who most of the time looks like he wants it more than everybody else.
Yes.
It's a great attitude and a great ability to have. It's he's got that, like, you love him. You want to root for him.
He's a dog, man. He's a
team. You're
dog.
Like, yo, great play.
He's a dog.
And then out running everybody. That reminded me of Demaryius Thomas in the Tebow playoff game.
Oh, the only good throw he had.
Yeah,
that was Tebow's only good throw he had his whole career, man.
Right, man. It's a moment in time that united America. We all took a knee and prayed after that game.
You know what I love about Debo? I love, and it's not even necessarily the receiving or the touchdowns or the receptions or the reverses he runs. It's the blocks that I love that he throws on running plays.
Right? Like he whatever it takes, he's gonna do.
You can't help but to root for that guy. So he definitely showed up tonight. I'm also looking at George Kittle. He's going to be there for the blocking. Only gets five receptions out of 7 targets, 50 yards in the touchdown. But he's such a difference maker in that offense. And it's such a tragedy because he's almost like a Watt brother that can't stay healthy and we get robbed of the great things he does on the football field, man. Because
how physical he is too, right? Like he's not taking plays off. Watts aren't taking plays off. Debo's had some injuries. He's not taking plays off. They're going to give their all, whether it's run blocking for other receivers, going over the middle for routes. Like they're throwback football players.
Yeah, I love
And
it. I
then
love
the
it.
plays that, like, I saw a play, Kittle came out, Niners ran it. It was like no gain.
Yeah.
And they had the backup tight end. It was no gain. So there's something there to them being healthy and being on another level. And if they can keep their health going forward, there's no reason they can't compete for that last playoff spot.
And that's such a big if, man. That is such a big if.
It's the big question mark, right? It's the elephant in the room.
like it's such a big if. And man, where did Elijah Mitchell go to school at? I can't remember.
I don't recall.
I'm gonna look that up real quick because
I mean, look at them while you're looking it up. They had Mostert in the beginning of the year, gets hurt in the first game or second game, I forget. The first game, because then Mitchell comes in the first game, and he did well. He had 100-something yards in that opener, and then he gets hurt, and Wilson gets hurt, and the other guy got hurt. Mostert was out for the year, and Niners had a shitty start. Kittle missed some games. Garoppolo went down. Lance came in.
He goes down.
Yeah. And now you're looking at Wilson and Mitchell are there. Kittle's back. Debo's back. Jimmy's back. They just beat a very good football team today.
Yes.
I mean, regardless of Los Angeles's offensive issues with Woods going out, excuse me, the defense. I mean, their offense, they put up, 24 points? They had the defensive touchdown, so they put up 24 points. It was efficient. It was smart. It was time-consuming. Hats off to Shanahan. Great game plan tonight.
Yeah, looking at the team stats, I mean, look, Rams only run for 52 yards on 10 carries. Like that's not gonna get it done. That is not going to get it done.
That's a recipe for losing. As much as we're giving San Francisco credit for running it to win, that's a recipe for losing when you don't use the run game. When you play one-dimensional, you're going to lose.
So 44 attempts from San Francisco. They were going to make a habit of trying to run the ball. 156 yards, not a lot of yardage, but keep pounding the rock. You know, because look at time of possession. They pretty much had it for 40 minutes of the game. You know, that's 2/3 of the damn football game.
Keep him and Stafford and Cup on the sideline, man.
Yeah. Look, when you have a dangerous duo like Cup and Stafford, I mean, let's be honest. There was still some feelings inside me, like, all right, at any moment they could turn this game around, because Cup was heating up. But you know, man, that Higbee drop going to the pick six the other way, that was backbreaking, and it was early in the game, and you kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball after that one. I know if Higbee could get that back, he'll usually make that catch about 8 or 9 times out of 10.
Yeah,
it shot themselves right in the foot, and so man, it was uphill battle pretty much from that point on, even though it was early in the game. Just because you saw how San Francisco was just going to run their offense. Now looking at the defense of the Rams, man, you know, not Sam, what's his name? Aaron Donald. Really didn't
start calling you Eli Manning. Let me ask you this before you get into that. Do you watch the ESPN2 with Peyton and Eli, or do you watch the regular broadcast?
I flip back and forth.
Oh man, I fucking love that Manning broadcast. I'm not a big fan of ESPN. I don't like some of their personalities. And for years, I've said, probably about 5 years now, I only watch ESPN for games. And sometimes I got to put them on mute because it's unbearable. Man, hats off to whoever created that Peyton and Eli thing. I think that is the greatest addition to football broadcast in a very long time. That's the best thing since the yellow first down line.
It's crazy because I live and die by that yellow first line. I'm like, hey, he's short. He is short.
You realize people watch football before that? Like, you poor fucking saps.
I live and die by that one year. I'm like, nah, he's short. He's short. Nah.
Remember years ago, hockey did like the laser puck,
With
and they had the
yo,
tracker
I
on it, and it
remember
went
that, bro.
super fast. It would
I
have the red
remember-
trail behind it.
Yes, I remember that. It's crazy, man. Sports has come a long way, man.
Yeah. And now, even though you have all these beautiful green turf surfaces, like even NBC on Sunday night, they put it dark green where like the first down is, you know what I mean? They show from where the line of scrimmage to the yellow line is, and then they make that dark green to show like the conversion area.
Yeah. Corey says this McVay offense, the quick hitting short pass game, has been dead for 3 years. People always thought it was golf, and he ain't great. So insert Stafford his zip because that back is tender. So now what? I haven't heard anything about his back being hurt. If that is the case, I mean, the man's he plays hurt a lot. So I don't know if that
He's the quarterback version of Deebo Samuel. He's a football player.
Hey Corey, I could send you the link. You don't need to call in. Hey, just give me the word, man. I could send you the link. You know what I'm saying?
My thumb's hurt. What you been doing in jail, bro?
No.
You doing in jail?
he said we need a call-in number because his thumb's hurt. Hey, you can turn your camera on real quick, and I can always send you the link. We got another 25 minutes left in the show, so just let me know, and I'll shoot you the invite. But
what you doing in that jailhouse, man? Trying to get snacks.
I Corey, I got you. I'm gonna send it to you right now, my man. So and we'll get you in here and we'll conversate. All right, buddy. Link is sent. So whenever you got a chance, come on and hop on. But we'll jump back into this highlight real quick. Where we at? So third quarter, obviously it's 24-7. But now Jimmy G, now that stuff right there, that's the stuff he got to work out. I know he was under pressure, but man, that could have easily been an interception right there. Look, Higbee dropping again.
Bad game, man. I think Higbee bet on the Niners. His shoeless Higbee tonight. Shoeless Joe Higbee.
Look, that man Higbee must have had some money on this thing. I'm still waiting.
He does a handoff on a interception.
I'm still waiting on I know Von Miller was nursing the ankle injury, so he's definitely not 100% yet. I'm still waiting to see this defense that's
badass.
Yeah.
That to me is the Demaryius Thomas touchdown. Like, it's a slant that had no business going the distance, but he just looked like he wanted it more than them.
Oh, he killed their angles. He killed the angles. Finally, Higbee gets a catch.
Guy took the hit and then fights for the first down.
About time. See, that's weird. They're still running pretty much wide receiver screen, still 10 minutes left in the game. You know what I'm saying?
That's all they know, man. That's their bread and butter. Instead of the run game, that's their bread and butter. There he gets hit on the arm.
That's the play of the night.
Gets pass interference on that, which he didn't need.
That's still a sweet play, though. I don't care, man. That's such a sweet play to make that interception, man.
It is. Excuse me.
Boom. Got it, man. Van Jefferson, man. He kind of had an up and down game too. Oh, only if Cup could have got in that end zone. Oh, there's the man. Oh, we got to pause this because the man has arrived. Everybody from the Man Down Podcast Network. We have none other than C3, the man Corey Chan. Oh, whoa! What's up, bro?
What's up, y'all?
What's up, buddy? Nice to meet you.
How y'all doing?
All right.
Hey.
So,
Man, that's good. Yeah, man, my
okay?
thumb started hurting. Man,
That's good, man.
Y'all going too fast. Like, dang.
Hey, man, we got to get it in. Man. Man, what you think about this game tonight, man? Not too great, impressive work from that Rams offense. Of course, they got a lot of things to work out. No Robert Woods. You're trying to insert OBJ, and then you're still trying to get Von Miller healthy and get that defense to true form of what you paid for.
Yeah, I think the offense is not going to change. That's what they're going to do. That's what McVay does, and it's not just Stafford. It's going back to Jared Goff. He went to the Super Bowl doing it. Probably should have won the Super Bowl doing it, right? You had this high-powered offense that got in the Super Bowl and laid an egg, right?
The worst quarterback game ever played. Him and Goff and Brady combined.
They were terrible.
They were the lowest QBR combination game in the history since the QBR stat. Horrific.
Agreed. So
I want to know Brady has that stat too. For all his accomplishments, he's also got the floor.
Still got a ring from it though. We did. So then you go to the next season. Goff was kind of beat up. That offensive line started to kind of deplete. They haven't addressed that, right? So then you get Cam Akers, which is a blessing in disguise if he can stay healthy, which he hasn't done a good job doing that either.
Yeah.
So you say you sign Sonny Michel. They have Sonny Michel and Darrell Henderson. They already have that type of running back. So you sign another running back that does the same shit. He's small, can't really run between the tackles, and he can't catch. So you sign the same cat. Makes no sense, right? And you go and make these big signings in Odell Beckham and Von Miller. Tonight, if you look at their defensive ends, and I don't know how Von Miller helps that being on the field healthy, the 49ers didn't do nothing but run off tackle all night. That's all they did. Ran right at them little defensive ends and stay away from 99. That's all we got to do. 99 lines up left, we run right. 99 lines up right, we run left. 99 lines up in the middle, we'll triple team his big ass and still run left or right. Doesn't matter. So
and you saw it if you watch the ESPN2 cast, Eli Manning broke it down and called it one time where 99 lined up on the right and the running back was on the left, and they called Oscar, which flips it to run opposite. They run the running back over and they ran away from it.
Stay away from that big ass dude and run out tackle.
Oh, you stay away from 99. You stay away from him.
Just stay away from him because he'll fuck up your whole program, right? So, I mean, and then Stafford has this back issue where his back is hurting. It's just a tweak, right? That's all it is. But that's uncomfortable because he throws the ball. He throws the ball with a lot of zip, and that's a lot of torque. So now you take that away. So now these quick hitting passes aren't that quick anymore. And you saw that against Tennessee where they were taking that little 5-yard out and he was taking that shit to the house. They were picking that shit up. All of a sudden, it doesn't look that fantastic. Cooper Kupp has 11 catches for 120 yards. That's Cooper Kupp. Yeah. Cooper Kupp is going to get that every single week.
That's like an average game for him.
It's an okay game for him. Right? But that's their running game. You understand? So that little 5-yard out, that's their running game. So what are we going to do? What can they do different? Nothing, because this is McVay's offense. What you see is what you're going to get. How does Odell Beckham fit into that? I don't think he does.
Hey, here's the crazy thing, because me and Nick touched on this on the day stream today. If Deshaun Jackson would just been patient and been ready to stay there, that takes that top off right there.
He would have been big tonight.
You could have evolved him into that Woods role, right? Of the quick screens and the bubbles, and used his speed. Let's get the ball in your hands, and now do your shifty shit. So
it's already delayed, right? Because now Stafford has to say. He has to call the play, and now he has to tell Odell Beckham what to do because Beckham don't know the offense in the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
his role will grow. And he's when healthy, he is perfect for that catch and be shifty shit and juke and make moves. And he's got great footwork. He could excel in that role.
But the problem is that Cooper Kupp ain't splitting his catches with Odell Beckham. That ain't happening.
Beckham, Robert Woods didn't affect Cooper Kupp's role. No. Woods would get 8 catches. Kupp would have 11 or 12. So there's plenty of passes to go around to everybody there.
Because they ain't going to run.
Van Jefferson isn't ready for a big-time role. You know, he's not beating guys one-on-one, and when he does get it, he bobbled that one out of the end zone, which fucking killed that drive. But
and he's
you're
the actual
guys up now
receiver.
into roles they haven't played yet, and you're doing it on short notice because the Woods injury happened Friday afternoon. So
Right.
I think you will see some evolution of this offense with players and their roles at least evolving. But there's a lot of work to be done, and I don't know how long you were listening. The coaches got to do some self-assessing as well, because I mean, go slam Henderson up the middle a few times. Go run Michelle off tackle. Do something to keep the defense honest. Because the key to football is on the defensive side. I want to make you one-dimensional.
Yes.
If I make you one-dimensional, it makes my job so much easier because I don't have to worry about another threat. I know I'm a linebacker. I don't have to worry about stepping up and then getting beat by the tight end because now I'm just in pass coverage from the get-go.
My job as a defensive coordinator is to take away one of your offensive options, either your run or your pass, right?
Yep.
And make you one-dimensional. That's my job.
Yeah.
But if you come into the game one-dimensional, you making this shit easy.
You did the work for me. Thank you. It's like, thank you. Thanks a lot, buddy. Offensive coordinator. Sean McVay was the D coordinator for the Niners tonight.
Hey, that's when you mess around and you like, boy, this about to be a breeze at work today. This easy money. This is easy money.
Keep doing it. That's cool. I'll take it. I don't know. Like, everybody seems to think that I'm a Rams hater, and I'm not. I just know. I listen. I understand the game. I understand the game well enough to know when you see a bunch of smoke and mirrors, right? That shit looked great the first couple of weeks because you have no game film on Matthew Stafford. You know what I'm saying? We had a year of game film on Jared Goff when they went to the Super Bowl, and then the next year they didn't do shit. Matthew Stafford, I mean, and then you start to look at it and you're like, well, damn, all I really got to do is go watch this this Detroit offense post Calvin Johnson. Because when Matthew Stafford was in his glory days, he was just throwing the ball up to Calvin. But who wouldn't? You know what I'm saying? I would. You know what I'm saying?
That's like handing it to Derrick Henry. That's the easy shit.
Yeah. It got what's his name? Paid. They got Ryan Tannehill paid, just turning around handing the ball to Derrick Henry. Watch that Detroit post Calvin Johnson era where they did a bunch of quick hitting passes and stuff, and go to LA and it's the same shit. And I think teams are starting to figure that out. Like, wait a minute, man, this dude's gonna throw 5-yard outs, man. And you see these corners. You saw it first in Tennessee. These corners are kind of taking a two-step drop and just breaking towards the sideline.
Matter of fact, it's funny you say that because that pick six that he threw, that Kevin Byard sniped off.
Yeah.
Kevin Byard he just sat back and lurked them, and he was like, "Oh,
just ran straight to the sideline. And the ball hit right. Shit.
He saw. I can't remember what receiver it was that broke off to that out, and he just jumped on it. Next thing you know, he in the end zone celebrating. So
it's game film, man. Listen, like they are not just breaking on the ball all of a sudden. They are watching this offense, and this is what that offense does. They did it when they went to the Super Bowl. I was like, bro, they just killing them on 5-yard outs. Defensive coordinators are starting to realize that shit, man. So what do? You got Matthew Stafford. Make it a 10-yard out now.
Because with a double move, you got to change up.
You got to do something.
If your film is starting to get broken down where people are jumping routes, you got to self-assess and you got to make additions to your system, and you got to expand your system, hit him with a shoulder twitch, and then burn him up the sideline for a 70.
But even if you go that 10-yard out, Matthew Stafford can hit that 10-yard out.
Hell yeah.
But they're sitting on the out. You kind of hitch it and go, and you're going to be wide open.
Nick ain't lying. They got a goddamn tent sitting over there on the sideline.
They're waiting on the out. They're waiting. That's where the double move will come in, and then you streak somebody up the middle, and then you pick on the safety. Whichever way the safety goes with the shoulder twitch, you drill the other pass. And they got the arm to put a rifle up the middle where it's not floating.
And teams are coming out in dime defenses because they know that you ain't finna run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And something too to look at. The last 2 games they've lost, the Titans and the Niners are 2 teams that can get home
at 4.
So they can apply pressure. And now you're starting to see. If you're not going to run the ball and you're going to let us tee off and you're going to let us get at your quarterback, we can jump these routes because we know we're getting home. It's like a domino effect of awfulness. Like, you got to fix your shit. You got to run. You got to do some play action. You got to do some double moves instead of just these little quick shits because you're going to get jumped.
So
literally, Sean McVay is going to get jumped.
That's what I was saying, Lamar, in the comments.
Yeah.
Instead of signing these flashy ass players, right? Instead of going to sign a 245-pound defensive end, right, and a wide receiver that's prime was 3 years ago, why not sign some linemen and a running back?
Like because Adrian Peterson wouldn't have helped.
You're gonna need that.
Peterson wouldn't have helped. Have been on this team the whole year,
bro. That
like,
would have helped.
Going and getting all these names, you couldn't have gotten Adrian Peterson
because AP, even though AP is 35, right, 36, AP can still run between tackles 4 yards.
Still a viable threat.
Nope. And he might instead of taking one to the house now, he might bust one for 25 or 30. But he'll get it.
Hey, that's all you need though. Sometimes
with that offense, they'll take 5 or 6. They don't even need the 25. They just need the threat of a run up the middle.
That's
you
it.
Have to believe they're going to hand it off, and defenses do not believe that.
No.
So your lineman can peel up field around the edge because you're not worried about getting burned on a 5 or 6 gap.
You're not going to get hit off tackle. It's not going to happen.
For sake of argument, we obviously all agree that the Rams need to adjust. So they go into the bye week, week 11, and perfect timing. Then I'm gonna run off the rest of the schedule. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 games left. So when they come off the bye, they go to Green.
7-3 right now, right? Before you go, they're 7-3.
7-3. Coming off the bye, they go to Green Bay.
Tough.
That's tough, man. That team going into it snowed this week there, man. That's a tough fucking.
It's cold as shit.
You want that game in September. You don't want that game mid-November and on.
Yeah, it's cold as shit.
So they got Green Bay off the bye. They go home, get Jacksonville. So that's another bye week. Well, actually, no. As Buffalo, if that's a bye week. You know what?
Defense,
as
they
Buffalo,
played great against the Bills, and they were in the game against the Colts.
Hey, that's what I said. Wait, hold up now.
Jacksonville's pass rush is not that bad.
Josh Allen could get after you now.
That's what I'm saying. They competed with the Colts. They beat the Bills.
Yeah, you're right.
Offense is there yet, but they can get to the quarterback.
Now, I'm gonna say this.
Jacksonville ain't no joke.
hey, whatever the result is against Green Bay, they better get past that game, because if they overlook Jacksonville, it's a trap game.
And Trevor Lawrence has that Hollywood look to him. So Trevor Lawrence is waiting to play a game in LA to break out. He's got that Hollywood blonde bomber look to him, man. He's ready.
Sunshine.
He looks like Paris Hilton going to get married.
Hey, that Jacksonville is a trap game, because right after that, they got to go to Arizona.
Oh.
Then after Arizona, they go back to LA, and then they're going to face a Seahawks with Russell Wilson back, and they're going to be trying to fight for a playoff position.
Yes.
Then you go to Minnesota, playing Kirk Cousins with Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, who's going to be fighting for a playoff position.
Yeah.
After that, you go to Baltimore, who's going to be fighting for a playoff position in the AFC.
Now all of a sudden, this take Corey made about this Rams not making the playoffs, that shit looks kind of crazy, don't it?
Then they finish off at home against San Francisco, who just beat their ass tonight.
Hey, listen, that shit's starting to look kind of spooky, ain't it?
I'm telling you right now, if that damn tape comes to fruition, I will never, ever question anything you say, bro.
It's starting to look kind of spooky, right?
And I'm on the opposite end, because they were my preseason Super Bowl winner pick.
Oh, my damn Corey. No. But Nick, you gotta understand this. When Corey made that take, we were laughing him off the show, trying to laugh him off the show. We were laughing in the
How long
Facebook
ago?
comments. It was right before the season started. So he made the take.
Okay.
He made the take that the Rams weren't going to make it to the
So
playoffs.
we're both on our plank. I'm on Super Bowl. You're on no playoffs.
Well, I said the reason that I said it, right, and the only reason I said the Rams with Matthew Stafford are a Super Bowl contention team. The problem is Matthew Stafford can't stay healthy. That's what I said. So, and I said when you start getting toward the end of the season and these games start getting rough, right, and he starts to get dinged up, and it's not the offense don't look the same. I was like, the defense. I'm not a firm believer in Jalen Ramsey. I'm not, and the reason I'm not is because you can't just all of a sudden be mediocre in Jacksonville. He started off great, then he got really mediocre, right? And then all of a sudden you get traded to LA, and all of a sudden you're good. He's living off Aaron Donald, is what he's doing. Aaron Donald is going to get home. And once he gets home, it's going to make the quarterback, because that's a scary man. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to make the quarterback throw some balls up. And the quarterback is going to look at his best receiver to bail him out.
Yeah.
Who's on his best receiver?
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey. And you can be off, right? Because
his job is much easier if you only have to cover for 2.5 instead of 4.5.
Right.
A lot can happen in those last 2 seconds.
So now, right? Now, you see that the Rams are kind of susceptible to the run, right? So once they get deeper, it's going to start being play action and things like that, man. And then I'm telling you, it's going to get exposed, because Debo, tonight he was on Debo Samuel. There was a couple of times Debo just made it look silly.
But I'm surprised they didn't have him shadow. He
didn't want nothing to do with Debo Samuel, because Debo that's a fucking man.
Yeah. I'm very surprised that they didn't have him shadow Debo, because that was their go-to.
Oh, no. You don't do that. Hey, if you would have done that,
I come from this school, right?
He would have warned Jalen out.
Quarterback, and you're a quarterback. You go and you stick with the fucking best receiver, and you try to eliminate him. And
so they put him on there for a little while, man, but they were like, okay, this shit ain't gonna work, because all they started
on the slant. He wasn't on the slant for a touchdown, because I looked. That was the first thing I looked for. I was like, where the fuck is Ramsey? But that's why I don't like these. I play this side of the field. Okay, I'm going to put my game plan on the other side of the field. I'm going to take away what you do. Like, I'm come from the school of Darrelle Revis. When we had the top cornerback in football, he followed you everywhere, and he eliminated your top threat. He didn't matter if you lined up in the slot. He was on him. That's
what I respect about Trayvon Diggs in Dallas. That motherfucker will follow you.
But he also gives up a ton of yardage.
Yeah, he gives up. He's
got to refine his craft, but he's got the length, he's got the athleticism, he's got the heart, he's got the desire, but he's got to play his position smarter, because he's susceptible to getting burnt as much as he is picking one off. He learns the difference, and he learns how to get his technique better to be in a better position where they don't even throw at you. That's when you'll see him become really elite.
He's going to have a crash course coming up on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock in Kansas City.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
Because you got to follow around a receiver that's like this big.
But he fast as hell.
I don't think they put him on Hill, right?
No, you can't. He's not fast enough. Diggs maybe runs a 4.4.
I mean, I would put Diggs on Kelsey if Kelsey flexes out. Yeah, I would put him there.
Diggs on Kelsey,
because he's big enough and physical enough to make those tackles once Kelsey gets the ball.
And he's young enough not to be afraid of Kelsey.
Yeah, young and dumb is sometimes a blessing.
Yep. Young enough not to be.
I tell my son that all the time. He's 13. I was like, sometimes young and dumb, you don't know.
Just young enough not to be afraid of him. I put him on Kelsey, and I use my rookies. I got a 4.2 fly boy that I haven't really used all year. I just need somebody to run with Tyreek Hill just for a minute.
Just plaster him.
Zone him on the back end. Press up front. Zone him on the back end. And you got to hope that your pass rush with Lawrence and Gregory can get there. And
Gregory's out.
Gregory's out, but Lawrence comes back this week.
Okay.
So
I knew y'all was saving DeMarcus Lawrence for this one. I knew it.
Of course. Who's your team? Your Dallas?
Yeah, he's a Cowboy.
Hold on, man.
Yeah. He's the cowboy of the man down unit. So look at him.
How dare you disrespect the American flag with that?
I just got that. I just got that this week, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, after this game on Sunday, make sure you keep the receipt. You can send that shit back.
No. So the Cowboys schedule is not promising. It's not.
They're finally playing. They're playing mediocre teams. They haven't played top 10. And I said this to somebody yesterday, and they got their panties in a bunch. I was like, you've beaten some cupcakes. The Falcons, the Giants, the Washington, Philly. I go, you've done what you're supposed to do. You played the Broncos, who are a mid-level team, and you got beat a little bit. But don't tell me now that the Raiders, the Chiefs, and who's the other one coming up? Saints. You're playing teams in the
Arizona's still on that schedule too.
You're playing the next 3 games are teams from like the 10 to 17 range, right? So, if the Chiefs can lose this game, or the Chiefs can win this 40-17 like they did last night. Because if the Chiefs are the Chiefs, that's fucking bad news for the rest of the league.
So here's my take on the Cowboys. The Cowboys started the season off with Tampa. They lost by 1 point. In a game
played a shitty game. Neither team wanted to win that game. Both teams were making turnovers, giving the ball away left and right.
Yep, it was a sloppy play game, but you weren't going to be Tampa. You weren't going to be Tampa on Super Bowl ring night.
It was we didn't play anybody in the preseason type of game, and you could tell.
And then but Dak played his ass off. He did. And
he plays hard. I like that guy, man.
Dak plays hard. Then you turn around and play the Chargers, who at that point in time were playing good football. I don't know what's going on lately. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like there's just a miscommunication in there somewhere.
Which side of the ball though? Which side of the ball though, Corey?
A little bit of both.
I think the
offense has been putting up, and the defense isn't making stops.
I think Herbert's a little bit off. So at the beginning of the season, he was throwing the ball to Mike Williams, and I don't know what happened.
Williams got hurt a little bit. He tweaked something because he left. I think he left the Brown game or the game after. He left and then tried to come back in. Yeah, but he hasn't been the same since he came back in.
Yeah, because he played majority of that game yesterday against Minnesota, and then I know he played the week before, but I don't know how much he played.
He started off the season. He was the Black Cooper Cup. He was lighting shit up. Bro, he was up there as a top producer.
Because he absolutely, when they played the Cowboys, he obliterated Anthony Brown. He made him stupid. So
he did one of them. Like, come on, little boy, you ain't big enough.
Then they won a couple of games that they were supposed to win, right? And then you turn around and play Minnesota, who's a good football team. Like I said, a scrappy team, but you completely blanked them. You took them way out of their game plan, right? So then,
wait, the Cowboys did?
Yeah, Cowboys.
They beat Minnesota by 1 score on the final drive.
No, but
remember though, that's the game they played without Dak.
Yeah,
the defense.
They hit Amari Cooper.
Yeah, the defense
played game at that point, right?
That defense played.
But I think what Corey's saying is because that Minnesota offense was humming, and they only put up 16 points because Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen couldn't get off like they normally have been getting off all season.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs took Justin Jefferson completely out of the football game. Then you turn around last week and play this Denver game, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it looked like to me. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right, just because I think I'm right. Right?
Hey, I say this all the time. My opinion is the only opinion that matters to me. So same shit applies right now.
I said this on the Man Down show, and I also said it in some groups, right? I thought that they had a possibility to lose to Denver because I thought that they were overlooking Denver to look at Atlanta because that game meant so much to Dan Quinn. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like we can beat Denver just off what the fuck we've been doing. You know what I mean?
And Dak came back, and Dak was off. Dak missed a couple throws, which Dak hadn't been missing earlier in the year. You saw Aaron Rodgers come back yesterday. Tom Brady comes off the bye week. You've seen some of your top quarterbacks be off after
coming off a
having
bye.
time off.
Yeah.
You know, Rodgers and Brady, you can say it might be age. You know, Brady, Rodgers didn't practice for 2 weeks with the team, so that's a little bit a part of it. Brady had the bye week. You don't know how much time they were given off. And then Dak comes back after missing the injury, and all three of those guys were missing throws that they normally do not miss. So there's something to having that time off.
Right, there's something to it, right? So then you fast forward to yesterday, and the Cowboys look like the best team in the NFL.
And Atlanta looked worse than the Jets.
And Atlanta looked worse than the Jets. And that's bad. I'm sorry.
Right, relax. I'll make that joke. Let me make that joke. I'll hit you over the head with that American flag in a second.
So, now you fast forward. So you've got a hot Kansas City team coming in, and I don't know if Kansas City is really that hot or LA or Vegas is really that bad. I think it's a combination of both. I think Kansas City's hitting their stride, but I think Vegas has I think they got a lot on their plate, man. And I don't think it.
You know what, Corey? And we alluded to that earlier today. It is a mixture of both. You look at the Raiders, started hot. The John Gruden situation happened. They lost to the Chargers, and then they got beat by the Bears at home. So then they finally get him out. They replace him. They win a couple of more games after that. Then the Henry Ruggs situation happened, and they lose to the Giants, and then they lose to the Chiefs, and then the David Arnett situation happened. So like they're dealing with a lot of outside noise that doesn't pertain to football, and honestly, like Nick says, Preacher Carr is the only one that's emotionally strong enough to handle all that weight, and he's your quarterback, and so now he's dealing with all the emotions and stuff, and so but you know, Chiefs did what they're supposed to, and
they did, and it's the first game that the Chiefs were getting home, and they were putting pressure on the other quarterback, and it's going to be a tough challenge for them to do that with the Dallas offensive line. I'm really looking forward.
I'm going to tell you, Dallas ain't going to do nothing but run the ball and keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands.
Oh, of course.
But they love throwing it though, man. Dallas loves throwing it just as much as Kansas City does.
Because they got them. It's hard not to throw when you got them sexy receivers sitting out there. You got
when you got the Chiefs secondary, it looks even sexier, right? Because you're feeling that you can expose them in the pass.
And then you got Gallup back yesterday too, and he had 6 games. So you got this Kansas City, and then you got Vegas coming in on Thanksgiving. That's the game that they really been looking forward to too. And then after that, man, it gets kind of weird. So you got the Saints who are reeling. That's tough. They don't have a quarterback, right? And even though the defense is playing well, Jameis at least got them down the field some to let the defense play a field position game, right? And they felt like they could win those field position games. They don't have that anymore. So then after that, you've got Washington,
Giants, and then Washington again.
Then Washington again.
Yeah.
Then you've got Arizona.
Yep.
And then you close it
Philly. Yep.
Man, the Cowboys look like they could be 15-2. 14-2. Just saying. Don't
do that homerish shit, Corey. Don't do that, man.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If the playoffs have to run through Dallas, where Dallas can just be in a comfortable stadium and run the football efficiently all playoffs like they've been doing, like that's going to be a tough out. I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm not saying that at all because I think that Aaron Rodgers, like he told Chicago he owns them, he owns the Cowboys.
That the NFC is going through Green Bay.
I don't think so.
Who's better than Green Bay right now? Green Bay is lights out. That defense is nasty.
They beat a fully healthy Cardinal team without their top 3 receivers, Bakhtiari and Alexander.
Hey, that Green Bay team is nice, man.
They beat a Cardinals team that was hurt because Kyler Murray could barely walk down the field.
That happened at the end of the game. That was the final drive.
It did, but he still got them down the field. And if AJ Green wasn't a fucking idiot and turned around,
I said last week, I don't know if you heard it, that where's AJ? He's like, where's AJ Green been? I go, they actually made a bronze statue of him. He's still standing in the end zone. They just bronzed him right there.
If he did this,
Just turn around.
look, this simple, Lamar.
Just turn around.
But he's their fourth wide receiver.
Yeah.
Rodgers started the game with his fourth, fifth, and sixth wide receiver, and they still won.
Listen.
Defense and run game travel, and I'm as much
So,
as I'm very big
Aaron Jones. Doesn't Aaron Jones have a sprained MCL?
He does.
Yeah, but come on. But did you see AJ Dillon run that tote, man? Hey,
Dillon hit that touchdown yesterday like a man.
Better than Aaron Jones anyway.
Oh, you saying you'd have taken AJ Dillon over Aaron Jones anyway?
Yes.
In the running game, yes. But if I'm running like running back outs to get receptions, I'm gonna keep Aaron Jones in there.
The ball. I'm just talking about.
Okay, just run. Okay.
Yeah, in between the tackles, I'd give me Dillon because I want Jones to be healthy to be on the outside. Almost like Jones and Dillon need to be like a Kamara and Ingram. I'm gonna do the dirty work inside. I'm gonna do the mismatches in the passing game. Like, keep the man healthy. If he's getting his knee messed up, don't fucking run him in between anymore with the big boys. Keep him as a threat on the outside and let Dillon be your workhorse. Come up with some innovative packages with both of them in the backfield. Flex Jones out. Gash them with Dillon. Like, I think this team is the team to beat because...
Hey, that's another dynamic that the Packers can easily tap into. And
especially if your other receivers besides Adams are dropping balls. All right, we can run the ball. We'll do that more.
Hey, but here's the crazy thing. If they get AJ Dillon going, that brings all those safeties up. And you know that bad man Aaron Rodgers is gonna sit there with a toothpick in his mouth, like, oh, I'm about to eat.
Yeah.
Dude, man, Aaron Rodgers is
a bad man. He's a bad man.
Oh, man. Like, that shit's scary.
He's not the most accomplished quarterback of all time. We all know Brady is. But if I'm building the perfect specimen at quarterback, brains, arm, mobility, he's not the fastest guy, but he always finds a way to run for first downs, right? I'm building Aaron Rodgers. I'm hitting the button that says, give me Aaron Rodgers. Because the fact that he won a Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy as head coach is more impressive than anything else in the world to me. Like, if he had a Bill Belichick, he might have 10.
Yo, stop. Yo.
Like, McCarthy is the handcuff.
I'm waiting on McCarthy to blow a couple.
Man, hey, Corey, was you on that episode of Man Down With Me when I said that? I'm like,
we talked about it.
Okay, because I'm waiting for it, bro. I'm just like you. I'm like, it's like you see the shoe up in the air, and you just waiting for that thing to drop. Because I'm like waiting for it, man.
It's going to be something. It's going to be like an egregious challenge. It's going to be mismanaging the clock.
Bro.
It's going to be going for something.
What's the over under? He's going to do it this Sunday against Kansas City.
Twice. First half and second half.
I would take that bet. Because
you two have the bet, but I got to be the decision maker. I'm the mediator. I'm the neutral party that has to say, yes, he fucked up here. Or no, he didn't.
He'll do it 3 times this week.
It's going to be 16 by the time we get to Sunday.
He'll do it 3 times this week. He did it. So he does subtle things that it really didn't show up right in the Atlanta game, right? Because of how the game was going. There was like some play calling that I was like, yo, like the head coach is listening to it, and I would be like, nah, just run. You know what I'm saying? There was like a kind of a fluky play, and I know the Cowboys were just trying something out. So what they did was they handed the ball off to Tony Pollard, who turned around and pitched the ball to Zeke, who turned around and ran an option down the field with CeeDee Lamb, and it worked. It worked, right? But I'm like, if I'm the head coach, I'm like, nah, we need to save that for Kansas City or somebody like that. Don't throw that shit in here against the Falcons and you're up 45-3. Like, don't do it now. You know what I mean? But
Hey,
there's just
he
little
didn't know.
subtle
He
things
hey, he
that-
didn't already gave up the draws, dog.
Yeah, man.
No, but a lot of times they put plays in like that, and that'll be stage one. And then
Yeah.
you think you see it on film, and they'll put another layer to it,
Put something else to
thinking
it.
that you're going to jump that, and then here's part B of that play, and
Oh,
it's
run
a
that
different route.
same play.
Yeah,
Run that
it looks
same
like the
play
same
with
play.
Will.
Like, oh, we saw this on tape. Oh
That's what
shit,
it
he's
was.
open over there. We didn't see that on
Yeah.
tape.
Come on,
That
Mike McCarthy ain't that damn smart to do that shit.
Listen,
No, but
that came
Kellen
off the
Moore
field.
though. I like Kellen Moore.
Hey man, listen. Everybody talked about how the offense was being run before with Kellen Moore, and I really don't think it was that much Kellen Moore. I think it was a thing where they felt like, okay, we're giving Zeke $90 million and we're gonna feed his ass the ball, and he's just, as a running back, right? Like, you go through these certain levels of your career, right? And Zeke kind of peaked out in his career at an early age because he ran the ball so much. Now, I think you're starting to see a better Zeke because he doesn't have to run the ball like that, because Pollard picks up a lot of the slack.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it improved.
Another great combination. Great combination of one guy complementing the other guy with skill sets.
Right. So the Cowboys, last year when they were losing games, they tried to run the ball at the beginning of the games. It just wasn't working. You know what I mean? Bad offensive line. There was a whole lot of shit going on.
Martin got hurt early. The tackles were both hurt. Then Dak went down. You knew they had to run the ball. Last year was a recipe for disaster.
It was terrible. So now
somehow they were still competing for the division.
Somehow.
That's how fucking bad that division is.
So now this year, your offensive line for the most part has stayed healthy. Tyron Smith's out, but Lael Collins went out with the dumbass suspension, right? Didn't show up to the piss test. You inserted Terrence Steele,
right? Didn't he bribe him?
He tried to bribe him. You turned
like that shit. My kind of guy.
So Terrence Steele moved over to the right tackle spot. So now that Tyron Smith is going to be out for a few weeks, now you just move Lael Collins to the left tackle, and the offensive line, the woes are fixed again, right? So you've got this offensive line that's working. The Cowboys have showed you they can either run or throw. They can do whatever they want to do on offense. They have a really talented offense. But the question mark, and it was a question mark coming to the season, Lamar. I don't know if you remember during the first show on Man Down, kept asking about the Cowboys, and I was like, the Cowboys will only go as far as the defense goes.
Yeah.
I love Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
He's a queen on the chessboard. I've said that about him. He's a queen on a chessboard. You put him anywhere, ask him to do anything, he could do it. Another Debo Samuel, right? He's a football player. What do you need me to do, coach? What's the game plan?
Hey, I will say this. The only weakness I have seen about Michael Parsons, and it's just because he's young and they're asking him to do certain things that he probably didn't do a lot at Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
He has to figure out his space control in pass coverage. And if he figures that out, boy, you're looking at a Hall of Fame linebacker.
Yes.
I agree. At a Hall of Famer.
I think getting rid of Jalen Smith out of the defense was the best thing that ever happened to the Cowboys. I love Jalen Smith. I think he signed money. He started doing a lot of extra shit. You know what I mean? Like I noticed that last year, 142 tackles. That's fantastic, right? But it's third down and
15 yards downfield after you got beaten coverage.
Right. You get beat, make a tackle down 15 yards down the field for the first down, and then you do this fucking dumbass little celebration where you're bowling and shit. And they're like, come on, man, you just gave up 15 yards in the first down. Fuck you celebrating for? His play started to,
he's up my alley, man. I like him.
Man, he started to his playing time started to slowly diminish. You know what I'm saying? And to where it was just none. There was no playing time at all. Even with a linebacker getting hurt, Jabril Cox got hurt. He's out for the season with a torn ACL, right? You had an opportunity to re-sign him.
Yeah.
You did. And they were like, no, don't need it. And I don't blame him.
Hey, Jalen Smith couldn't even stick with the Packers, and their defense is still good.
He started one game. He started the first game he was there. He was so bad in that start that they took him out.
They released him the next day.
The next 2 weeks, he was on the healthy scratch list. Just he was on the sideline, and then they cut him.
That's the
He's
shit they
bad.
put when you
He's just not a
fuck
good.
up off the field, they put you on that. You usually don't get put on that list for your play.
Go in there and be a model citizen in the locker room, man, and they like, yeah, we're just gonna sit you out of this one, man.
Your services are no longer needed.
Hey, what they say, DNP coach's decision.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go another direction. You know what I'm saying? Just sit out of it.
Jalen Smith and Luke Longley, DNP.
Yeah. Bro, terrible. So, I mean, the Cowboys have these young, aggressive kids that love to play football. It just seems like they love to play football. I think they're getting beat on defense some this year because of youth. Like they're like I said, just young and dumb. Super aggressive, super duper.
And that's the thing they need to tame in the passing game. Sometimes it's good to be a half second slow and to kind of pause. Like I coach defense. I tell my linebackers, don't be aggressive. Your first steps are little duck steps, right? Because you don't want to overrun a play. Your first steps are you pop up, you read, you react, you go. Otherwise, you got kids who overrun the play, they get gashed on a cutback, and then it's trouble. So I think as they learn how to adjust to the NFL, which they're learning on the fly, you know, Diggs got thrown into the fire corner, Parsons got thrown into the fire right away. So they got some nice young pieces.
Honestly, I think your injuries are killing you on defense. I mean, losing Randy Gregory was big. That's a big loss because
that'll hurt this week. If Mahomes is going off, that's a player that because if Mahomes breaks the pocket, that's somebody who could chase him down.
Yeah, because Randy Gregory's long, so he would have easily just grabbed him with his damn arm and caused a fumble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they got a defensive end from the Jets who's been playing well.
Great motor.
What is his name? And I was just looking at him. Torrance Armstrong.
No, that's not him. That's not the Jet. That's not the Jet. It's 58 or 56.
What is his name?
I know. Hold on.
Damn it, I'm gonna find
it. As soon as I hear it, I'll know it. Burgess.
Yes. So
Burgess got a great motor.
He played yesterday. Yes,
a couple sacks for us that were not quit plays. Where like Quinn Williams pushed the pocket, but his effort and energy were able to get the quarterback would step his way, and his motor is what got him the sack. So he's a very high energy. Don't give up. It's not the most talented guy in the world, but sometimes hard work pays off, right?
Right.
That's him in a nutshell.
You insert Torrance Armstrong and you insert him, right? Torrance Armstrong gets 2 sacks yesterday, just out of the blue. Like, where'd this dude come from? And then you move. They move Micah Parsons to defensive end some on third downs, and he's an issue at defensive end. Like he's a problem.
Oh, he's a problem.
He kills.
Hey, honestly, here's that key. I would put Parsons on third down plays, big rush down plays against the Chiefs right tackle, Andrew Wiley, because Rimmer's got hurt. He's on IR, and Niang's been hurt, so they've been having a shuffle with Andrew Wiley at right tackle, but. Anybody else? You got dogs on that Chiefs offensive line, especially up in that center guard combination between Thuney, Creed Humphrey, and Trey Smith. That's something y'all going to have to deal with because I'm telling you, Kansas City, if they were smart, they would try to run the ball up the middle, up you guys until you guys stop it, and that'll open everything else up for Patrick Mahomes. To me, that's the key. This is a trench war right here.
Well, you got the same thing with the Chiefs that you have with the Rams at times, where they don't like to run the ball enough, and they don't.
I know this quite well.
With it. But when you got that massive boy Trey Smith, and you got Humphrey, and you got Thuney,
boy, they made the run. They are made to run the ball, man.
You know,
those dudes are made to run the ball.
About the Rams with what the 49ers did, Chiefs might have to do that. You get a little bit of a lead, let's run the ball. Let's keep Dallas and Dak on the sideline, and let's run it. And make them play from behind and maybe put a little bit of pressure on. I think whoever gets the lead early is in control of this game. So it's going to be who strikes first and who can dictate what type of game are we going to play? Is it going to be an old school, 2-3 years ago Chiefs game, 45-38 shootout? Or are either one of these teams going to dictate the pace and say, you know what? We can beat this team with a 24-20 game. Let's do it.
The Cowboys should do the same game plan.
That's what I'm saying. Who's going to dictate the tempo and who's going to stick with it?
But here's another caveat. Even if you go down 7-0 in the first quarter, don't go away from the run. There's still so much football left to be played. Don't abandon it so quick, and that's especially for the Chiefs. Don't abandon that run so quick, because you can run your way back to a 7-7 tie and still got 3 quarters left to play. So if they abandon the run, I'm telling you right now, Cowboys will win that game. If Andy Reid, it literally goes away from the run, because I mean, if you look at what the Chiefs did yesterday against the Raiders, like, still try to run the ball, you still got to try. I mean, I know Darrell Williams didn't do a lot, but 25 carries as a team for 94 yards is not great yardage, but keep throwing them, rushing them,
defense honest,
keep feeding them, keep feeding them.
Defense honest. They got to respect it at that point, because you're showing your commitment to it.
Yeah.
In college, that's the equivalent of running for 150. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Some schools you run 25 times, you're putting up 350.
Yeah.
Like San Diego State back in the day with Falk.
But look.
All right. Hey, I gotta go, guys. Man Down's about to go live too. Melvin wants to talk about this Ram stuff. So I'm
all right, man. C3, man, we appreciate you hopping on, man.
Got a little magic going on, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, if that tape comes to fruition, I will never ever doubt anything that C3 say ever again. Because I'm telling you, when we looked at that schedule, I'm like, oh damn. Oh, Rams ain't got no cupcakes no more. They ain't got no more cupcakes, bro. They ain't got no more cupcake games.
The Robert Woods thing hurts. That if they had Woods, man, that's a different game.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, so thanks for letting me on.
Pleasure meeting you, man. God bless.
Nice to meet you too, Nick. See you soon, bro.
You got it.
So everybody, that's C3. That's Corey from the Man Down podcast. Man, I'm glad we were able to get him on here. That was good time. Yeah, we actually extended the time, but who cares? This is our show. We can do whatever we want, right, Nick? That's anyway. All right, brother, man. Man, go enjoy the rest of your night or morning.
I'll see you on that, man. Be good.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. That's our show tonight. Like I said, we did go into extended time, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you start having great conversations, great people. And look, you never know what happens on here on the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Show. That's why you got to tune in. Never know who might pop up in this thing. But look, y'all gonna have a great day. Enjoy your Tuesday. Peace.
Sound like hell, TD verse. Let's get it. Let's go. Alright, let me get serious this time. Yo, I'm on my God of War shit. All the war spits, let the bass kick, nigga, feel the fucking floor lift. Watch your pores rip from these razor blade fingertips. Smoke hit your face like a hammer fist. Outstanding with suicidal flow. Nose diving to a free fall. Speedball, cannonball, jerking out on Adderall. I just watch the bodies fall. Supercharged like Dragon Ball. When I spit this fire out my mouth, you hear the dragon's call. Daily with explosiveness, you're softer than some woven silk. Grinding rappers, flesh in the syrup and call it muscle milk. Some nutritious, my hunger forever endless. I'm vicious and bloodthirsty, my nigga. I handle business pretentious, I leave them injured. Eating pickles for dinner, underground like not the splinter. Then hibernate for the winter. Illiterate, so I can give a fuck about the sentence. Belligerent, so I don't give a fuck about repentance. Johnny plays with a bag of haze, over roast spirits. I'm forced to be reckoned with when I'm beating all limits. These lyrics are packed with venom. Rattlesnakes in the kitchen, cooking the recipes full of poison. I leave them finished.
Come to punches, yo, I only landed threes. These thick fried MCs is copping plan B. Never was a M fan, they can't stand me. Been dope since before Hope sampled Annie. If it's smoke, I ain't gon' blame the jammy. Cause folk, my hands is nicer than your granddaddy. Don't spar unless you a piece and a half. If you same boat when I put feet on the track, I fuck MCs up. I'm bringing evil back. Yea, though I walk through the valley, I push it. They gon' find rappers that got at me in my footprints. The embodiment of cocaine and no-nos. I got a habit of pulling souls through nose holes. Open your own hole, sugar, you sweet. If it's beef, I'll bring it to your door like Uber Eats.
Deliver a fade to all you niggas, I just wanna unload. Basking and scream on my foes, find a way to compose. The access way up my throat, pull them fuse up the dope. Blow a ring of the smoke, terrorize all the small fires, wash them down with a coke.
Viciously viscous, I flow like rape whispers. You wishless spitters will beat the Big Dipper. Front away, bitch, you ain't clapping shit. Keep playing G, the mask don't fit. You tonic water MC